Hey, good evening, guys. It's Jason here. Hope you guys are all doing great. I'm one of the pro traders over at TrueTrader.net. Everybody at the chat knows me as TheGoose. I've been around the business since the early 90s, and also as a market maker. So hopefully I bring different perspectives to you. Every week I do this midweek report. Hopefully you guys are finding it helpful. If you are finding it helpful, do me a favor and make sure you hit the like button and please subscribe. And check us out, of course, at TrueTrader.net as well. So with that being said, let me just jump right into the disclaimer here. Let me pop that up. So TrueTrader and its representatives are registered as a security broker-dealer with the SEC or any of state regulatory authorities, not licensed or qualified to provide investment advice. Guys, this is 100% entertainment purposes only. Treat it as such, and or educational purposes, but this is not any type of solicitation whatsoever. Okay, now that we got the disclaimer out of the way, let's talk charts. Using a different system today. Hopefully you guys like the layout of it. Let's see what happens. But I have right now the SPY up. So this is last week, if you remember, I was talking about the market taking a little bit of a break. Finally, I feel like a little breath of fresh air. Last couple days getting a little bit of a break here. I was surprised. I got a little bit nervous today because of yesterday's, I think the market was down as much as 500, and it kind of bounced back and got bought back up, and I was like, man, that wasn't enough. So today came in a little bit more, so I was pretty happy with that. And I'm not, I'm not a bear. I just want you guys to know that. I'm just looking for, little pullbacks in the levels, giving us a little bit of a buying opportunity. As things get so extended, it actually becomes more challenging when there's not a pullback in the market, at least in my eyes. So here you have the SPY. We always talk this purple line right here that I'm talking about. Let's blow it up a little bit here, but this purple line is the 50-day. And when I'm looking, I'm actually hoping that the SPY comes a little bit closer into it. Maybe at the support level here. We'll have to see what happens. But that's the SPY. And the Qs also came in a little bit, which is also really good for me. It's kind of coming right in this monthly pivot. I actually hope it comes a little bit lower again, approaching this 50-day area. I'm not sure it's going to make it all the way down, but this purple line is the 50-day. Hopefully it makes it down in that 50-day area. We'll kind of see what happens and play it by ear there. So, but I do love the fact that the market's done a little bit of pull. I'd almost rather, hopefully it has another 1 or 2 days this week where it comes in a little bit more and sets up some really great opportunities for us. So with that being said, let me jump into the opportunities today and the things that I'm looking at over for Thursday and Friday. Just as a reminder, make sure, you guys are always looking back. If you guys are putting your list together, like I do, and every day have it, make sure you always look back, especially if you're referring to daily levels to the day before or a couple days, prior, because a lot of times if you're going off daily levels, you might be a day early or 2 days early on that move. So make sure you're revisiting that. We had that happen to us on a name actually that's on my list today. I'll cover a little bit later in the session. But let's come right into it and let's jump on Cisco, which reported earnings. CSCO, it's in the post market, it's trading down in this 54 level. I wrote down on there 53.20 and 52.30. I liked the numbers. I thought they were okay. The fiscal year 22 guidance also looked good. It looked like it was going to come a little bit further in, but I think they have a conference call, was at 5 o'clock. It's not too far away from where we just were. I'm assuming they finished because right now it's a little after 6. But just going over this, 53.20 is going to be this monthly pivot right here, as you can see. 53.20 right down in here. Okay. And also what I'm looking at is 52.30, which is a little bit lower, and it's going to be into the support area. Okay, 52.30. You see the support area? It's just below this annual as well. This annual pivot. So that's what I'm looking for on Cisco. We'll see what happens. I'm not so sure it's going to make it. 53.20 actually was where, if I pull it up, you'll see in the post market here where it kind of kissed right off this 53.20 in the post market. Let me zoom that in a little bit for you guys so you can see what I'm looking at. This is all post market after they announced their earnings, where it came into. It kissed this monthly pivot. This is a 1 minute right now I have up, and it held this level. So that was another reason I put 53.20 on there. Okay, let's switch back to my daily for a sec. There we go. And let's go into the next one is going to be BYD.
Out of Australia, Treasury wine.
BYD, what I wrote down was 56.80. This is the name, a nice trend it's been going. I like the pullbacks, buying the pullbacks for the next push up. BYD, you can see that it's you got a monthly pivot. And I'm going to zoom it in a little bit here. You got a monthly pivot right here. And you also have these previous day lows. So that's what I'm looking for right here, is to look for an opportunity off these. And again, market was down a few hundred points today, and it's still the stock stock closed green on the day. So, you know, showed me some relative strength. If I get another chance on this, if it hits this monthly pivot and this previous lows, it's something that I'll look at. That's BYD. So I like this opportunity here. STX, 86.10 is what I wrote down. I got a monthly pivot right above 85. You got a 126 moving average as well here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Right here, the monthly pivot. You got the yellow line is a 126 moving average as well. And what I'm looking for on STX is this little bit of a retrace. If I were to draw a fib, I could actually do a quick one with you real quick. From up here to where the actual move kind of came from. Let's go to the low of this right here. You're going to see it's right in that 50 to 60% pocket, okay? That's just a quick one. I didn't do that ahead of time, but just to show you as far as a retrace goes on this move. So that'll be a pretty good retrace from this nice trend that it's been holding. The other note that I wrote down it was actually they had good numbers back in July. So this is a name that's been trending, good numbers, pulling back a little bit. It also closed above the 50-day, which I like. So I'm looking for a quick wash down into that level. We'll see if it plays out or not. We'll see if the market gives us an opportunity on STX, but I want to be prepared for it. CPRI. So some of these names that you see, just to give you a quick thought on this, you know, CPRI is a name, like, where are you pulling these numbers? I go through Market Watch, and there's different variables that I set up in Market Watch. I know Ricky on his Sunday prep has showed you a little bit about Market Watch a month or so ago when he was playing around with it. But it is a system that I use, and there's different variables, both fundamental as well as accumulation and of stocks, and different variables that I do use on the system to pull up some of these names and scan for them. So that's why you see them. You don't just see the normal names all the time from me. CPRI came off of that list. Let me go back to the chart here. CPRI. And what I wrote down on CPRI was 53.5, which right here again is this monthly pivot. You could also see the point of control, this blue line right here, the point of control as well as monthly pivot and the 126 moving average. Again, this is a name that closed above the 50-day, but what I want to be prepared for is if the market does do a pull tomorrow morning into that level, that's a key area that I'll be watching for a possible long off that area. Okay, moving right along. NET. NET, I wrote down 110.10, right above the 50-day. You could also see this previous quarter right over here. This is a previous quarter in the 50-day. I don't need to really zoom that in. You guys can see it. It's pretty clear. Right above the previous quarter. This is that pink line right here, as well as the 50-day, 110.10. So what my thought is on it, and what I wrote down on this is I feel like it's really close to breaking support here, okay? And if it breaks support, I want to be prepared what level would be the next level. You can see the prior resistance always equals to me new support. Lines right up with that previous quarterly, as well as the 50-day. So 110.10 is a spot for me on NET, okay? Next one. My favorite symbol, DIX, DKS. Okay, this is another one, and with the market coming in, I just want you guys to catch a little theme here. There's a couple names that I'm looking at that are really hovering at that support level, and if they break support, they might give a nice wash. They've been strong names. Look at the trend on DIX, right? DIX has been going up. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway, but if it breaks the support level that you see right here, where would be the next level? So DKS, what I wrote down was 101.50. Zooming it in here for you. You got the 50-day right here at 101.41. 101.30 is a monthly pivot, so I want to be just above that half or whole. I usually use half and wholes, right above that half number there. And I wrote down on DIX 101.50. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking for a possible long on DKS. All right. That compares with the year ago. I knew it would make one of my reports. So Groupon is another one, very interesting today. Down market, got real heavy today, and all of a sudden I'm looking at it. And I'm saying to myself, man, this stock actually closed green. I've been waiting for a bottom to see. I'm not looking for this stock to go back up to 31 or 32 or 33. I'm looking for a bounce play off this. I think today's market might have helped us because I think it wanted to give that little bit of a bounce. Maybe the sellers are dried up a little bit, and maybe it's kind of flipping a little in our favor for a possible bounce play. I wrote down Groupon 22.90, which is the previous low. That's today's low is 22.86. Okay, so 22.86 is off this candle's low, and right below it you could see 22.5. So it's made a higher low on the daily. Let's see, it's been nothing but coming in, and I want to look for a turn. And what I'd be looking for is a long, risking 22.5 or something like that, maybe just below that low from a couple days ago. and a nice turn, maybe push back into 25, 26. I mean, there's plenty of upside for a bounce off this name. So I'll be keeping a real close eye on Groupon to see what it does tomorrow. GRPN. Two more names. Next one's going to be Virgin Atlantic, SPCE. SPCE is another interesting one, 2460s, which is the previous lows. And I think this stock's going to, I just have this thought on SPCE that it's going to find its way back to 30. I feel it's had this little down move here. It's held this low 2 days in a row with the market the way it's been acting. 24.5 here, 2460. So I wrote down 2470 just below it. Excuse me, 2460 was what I wrote down, which are the previous lows from those 2 days. And that's what I'll be looking for on SPCE. All right, and you can see it right here, 2 lows, and there we go. That is on SPCE. Last one, PLTR. You know, this is a name that was on my list. It's something we've been watching. We've been watching the action off this 2370, 24 area. It's been holding. Just to zoom it in for you, you got a quarterly pivot. You got all these lows. Look it up closely. This little group of candles holding this quarterly 2370 area, 50-day 2370, and today it gave a nice shove. I'm just hoping with the market tomorrow, maybe we get that shove again. So I actually wrote down on this is to join this name, or maybe along off 2420 or 2370. I know it's a real tight one because it closed right now. It's at $25 in the post market, but 2420 you have a 200-day right here. And then 2370 is that same level it's been holding. But today you saw a little bit of the action. I think on a couple of these names, if the market wasn't acting the way it was, I think it could have given us a really nice opportunity on a couple of these names for some bigger moves. But with the market the way it was, some of these things just kind of fizzled out. So that's on Palantir PLTR. So that's it for my list. It's you know, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Ricky's been really banging on his Sunday list. It's been awesome. I love his commentary. I love the way he's making you guys work a little bit more for some of the earnings and information. But that's been doing a great job. Hope you guys are liking this. Please leave comments. I do respond to the comments. If you guys have any questions or anything on any of the symbols that I'm going after. Everything that I put on here is always if this, then that. If I wake up tomorrow and the market's down 1,000 and all these things have washed through my levels, of course I'm going to reevaluate everything. And that's what this is. But I'm trying to put this out for you guys to take a look at, see what you think, see how my brain works with these ideas, and hopefully you guys are liking it. So please make sure you comment. Do us a favor to give back a little bit. Hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing so you see exactly when these do come out as we continue to add more and more free material. So hope you guys like it. Come check us out over at TrueTrader.net. And I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you very much.